Today we're checking out this awesome headless travel guitar from Donner. This is the new Hush I Pro. If you're a subscriber of the channel, you may have seen my other reviews. I've done the Hush I, I've done the Hush X, and now we're doing the Hush I Pro. Now the Hush X guitar is going to be for the electric crowd, while the neck profile does feel very similar to the acoustic style Hush I guitar. It does have a built-in humbucker and a single coil pickup, so you can get some more metal tones if you want to plug it into a full stack or half stack, whatever you have guitar amp wise, when the Hush I and the Hush I Pro are geared towards the acoustic crowds. There's all kinds of new innovative modern features such as impulse responses for different acoustic models. So if you want a full body like J style guitar or D style acoustic guitar, you can get those tones out of this package. So before we dive into the specifications, the features, and the sound demo of this guitar, why don't we check out what comes inside the bag. So when you do open your box, the first thing you'll be presented with is this very nice travel case. It has Donner Hush Guitar engraved on it. And then you are gonna have a little label up here that says I Pro. That's how you're gonna know you have the Pro model. So this does have a carry handle with nice brushed aluminum on it. You can put a shoulder strap on it. This will fit in any carry-on. So if you're traveling, there's no problem fitting this thing up in the carry-on compartment. Very easy. It can even fit underneath your seat if you're flying as well. So the first section up here is where your support stands will go. They fit in there perfectly. And then there's a bunch of accessories that come with the guitar. Now, first and foremost, you get your instructions. I recommend you read through this thoroughly because there is a lot of options with this new guitar. Get yourself a nice long USB-C charging cable. It does come with a 10-foot Donner instrument cable. So if you want to plug this acoustic into an acoustic guitar amp or go direct in, you can. Comes with a polishing cloth, which is nice. Comes with a truss rod adjuster right here. Comes with some guitar picks. I love these Donner guitar picks. If you guys haven't checked out their picks, they're awesome. And then finally, you get a pair of headphones, but these headphones, very close to professional in-ear monitors. They're great. Then of course you have the guitar. And the first thing you're gonna wanna do is plug this in and charge the battery. This does have an 8-hour battery life. A lot of the features on this guitar are gonna use the onboard electronics, so just make sure you give this a nice full charge before you dive into it. All right, so why don't we dive into the features and specifications? So starting off with the specifications, you are going to have this very nice Canadian maple fretboard. You're going to have nice stainless steel frets that are rounded, so they're rounded frets. They feel great, no sharp fret ends. Now the profile on the back, it is a continuous neck. So you will not have a neck joint to impede on your hand. I mean, you could shred on this thing if you wanted to. So the color that they did send me was white by request. I wanted the white one, and it does have a slight sparkle. Not sure if you guys can see that on camera, but there is some really, really small metal flake in there. Now it is gonna have a mahogany neck and a mahogany body. It is extremely lightweight. This thing weighs next to nothing. Flipping the guitar around, here are your tuners. These are nice open gear tuners that are actually surprisingly accurate. Now the only thing is there's a lot of tension on these, so I had to use an Allen key or a tuning key to get this thing perfectly in tune. Luckily, one comes with the guitar right here. Simply pop it out. Here is your tuning key. It fits perfectly right here, and you could quickly tune the guitar up. It is magnetized, and it goes right back in this little slot here. So the way that you tune this guitar, you just simply put your ball ends at the top here. So basically you string this thing backwards, pull it all the way down, and then you would tune your guitar like you normally would, doing your winds here. So you do have two strap buttons. One's located at the bottom of the neck here, and the other is located at the bottom. This is also gonna double as your instrument input, and it's the bottom strap button. So if you were planning on putting strap locks on this guitar, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to do that. Okay, so moving on, let's check out the electronics. This is where your lithium ion battery is. This thing can last for 8 hours on its own. And then you do have your electronics up top here. Now the neck profile on here is asymmetrical, meaning it has a different profile at the lower frets versus the top frets, which is really nice. It kind of naturally goes with your hand as you go up and down the neck. So now that we've gone over the specifications of this guitar, saw what come in the case, why don't we go over the functions and how to use the actual onboard electronics with this guitar. Now we're looking at a top-down view of the guitar. This is exactly what you're gonna look down on. This is the mounting bracket here for your top stand support. Your tuning pegs are over here. So starting right to left, you do have a USB-C input. This is how you're gonna charge this. You have a headphone jack here. This is where you're gonna plug in your headphones. And then you're gonna see your power button. So once you press the power button, you should see the Donner logo fire up, and the system is now active. So continuing with these smaller buttons, you do have a Bluetooth pairing button right here. So if you do want to pair some headphones with this or another Bluetooth device, you can do so by pressing and holding this. It will then start to blink blue. You can go into pairing mode. and connect those Bluetooth devices. So this is going to be your save button. So if you're making modifications to the presets, make sure you press and hold the save button. And then you're going to have two small adjusters here. One is for air boost, and that's going to make the guitar sound more full, more airy, more full-bodied. So if you turn it to the left, it's going to sound thinner. Turn it to the right, it's going to sound more full-bodied. And then you have a tone boost. Now this is basically just a high cut. If you turn it to the left, it's a high cut, and if you turn it to the right, it's a treble boost. Here's your master volume. So if you're too loud in the system, you can turn it up, turn it down. It affects the volume in the headphones and the output jack. You do have your value here. So when you're editing different presets and you go into an effect or a setting, you're going to change your value here. This is your select button. This is how you go between effects if you're in edit mode or switch between presets. And then finally, here is your edit knob. All the way to the left bypasses the whole system. All the way to the right puts you in the tuner mode. So if you want to tune the guitar, as soon as you see two lines appear, you are perfectly in tune on that note. Perfect. All right, now we're going to turn the edit knob one time, and that puts us into preset mode. Now when you're in preset mode, don't mess with the edit button. You use the select button here, and you can go through 18 different presets. So you can modify these, customize them, change them, do whatever you want with them. I will be honest, a lot of these presets are just kind of garbage. They sound like someone applied way too many effects to an acoustic guitar. There's like 5 of them I would probably use in the entire preset bank that's on here. But that's the cool thing, is that you can edit these, and if you download the Donner software and connect this to your computer, you even have more flexibility to edit them as well. So if you want to edit the individual values of preset 1, you're going to take that edit knob, you're going to turn it one position to the right, and that goes to the first effect in the chain. This one's called multi. Now the select button here is where you can select the effect. So we have overdrive, we have a compressor, and we have a boost. I'm gonna turn this off. Let's go to the second one in the chain. Again, use the edit button, turn it right one more time. This is your mod, so that's gonna be modulation effects. Let's see what we have here. We have chorus, phaser, tremolo, flanger, and auto wah. So if you did want to, let's just say add chorus, select chorus, and then turn your value knob here, you should see that go up and down. And what that's going to do is add more of that effect in here. So now I have chorus set at 100%, but why don't we just go ahead and back that down to like 79. So I'm going to go back to edit. We're going to go to the next effect in the chain, that's delay. If I did want to select my delay, I do have some options here. I have an analog delay, I have an echo, I have a dual delay, and I have a tremolo delay, and finally a lo-fi delay. I'm gonna keep that one off. Let's go to the next one in the chain, reverb. So for reverb, we do get a room, we get a hall, a spring, a cloud, and a shimmer. Oh, I like the shimmer effect. So we could turn this one up to about 50. Cool, and then if we keep going, there's a IR, this is your impulse response. So right now it's off, so it's gonna sound like the raw, natural piezo pickups on here. But if you wanted to go with different sounds or different profiles, they don't really tell you what they are. You can kind of guess, but this one's called Type GA. This one's called Type J, so the J-type acoustic. This one's called Type MN. I think that one's for Martin, if you want to make it sound like a Martin guitar. This one's Type D. This one's Koa. Maybe it's trying to replicate like a Koa acoustic wood. This one's OM. This one is RB, and then finally there's one called CLS, and then the rest are empty, so you could preload six or seven additional impulse responses if you wanted to. And then finally, once you reach the end, you do get a nice 5-band EQ, which you can adjust manually by just using the select button and the value. If you wanted to give yourself like a D curve, you can do that. Kind of emulates some of those Fishman style electronics that do have that curve built into it. And then finally, if you go one more time to the right, it goes to the tuner. All right, so I have the guitar hooked up to Pro Tools. So I'm going direct out of the Hush I Pro into Pro Tools. No post-processing going on at all. It's the raw sound. So there you go, that's how it sounds if you're using the input jack into Pro Tools or into an acoustic guitar amp. All the effects are built in to this unit, so you don't have to worry about lugging around multi-effects units with you, and it sounds really, really good. Now it does sound pretty much the same if you use headphones. It's just a little more clear. There's less coloration on the tone because you're going directly into the system instead of using an instrument cable. Now it is light, it is easy to travel with. I love the asymmetrical neck. I actually just love the color combination of this kind of white sparkle with a Canadian maple, and it just sounds really, really good for how much you're paying for this small little travel guitar. So if you're not looking to gig with this and you're just looking for silent practice, again, that's where this thing shines as well. It comes with some really high quality in-ear monitors that you can use while you're traveling in your hotel room. You don't have to disturb the neighbors, or if you just want to quietly practice at your house without waking people up in your home after hours. Again, this is really quiet when it's unplugged, so it's not going to sound as loud as a normal acoustic. So I would definitely recommend this guitar for anybody looking for a travel guitar. I would highly recommend it over the Hush I. The Hush I Pro has so many new innovations and improvements on the previous one. All right guys, so that was my review of the Hush I Pro. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment below. What do you think of this nice travel acoustic guitar? Till next time, I am Michael. This is Music for Miles. See you next time.